Kitty, Minute Man, Homestead Wannabes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is it going? Lynn trying to homestead. Good morning. That's an awesome channel name. Farmer Meemaw. Teresa. Amanda. Jeremiah Lackey. Rocky Brook Farms Homestead. How are you wonderful people doing this morning? Woo. Doing a little lumberjack work this morning. So we're going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in here and get to going. Running Bear Ranch, good morning from Northern California. How you doing, Running Bear? What's up, Duckhead Homestead? You feel like The Walking Dead. Okay, well, don't come around me. I'll stab you in the head. Just saying. I love you, Amanda, but if you come all zombified up to me, I ain't playing. So, I'm just going to be like, I love you, but I'm going to show you mercy. But right there. Just saying. Just saying. There's been a couple of times that I've been slow to wake up in the morning because I had to take the valerian root the night before. And Blaze is over there in the corner saying, speak words, speak words, speak words, or I'm going to take you out. So I must have been like, Sod Buster, how you doing this morning? No, I came on a little bit late this morning. All right, Christy. New to the channel, watch your wife's laundry pod video. Making those today. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate it. Now, Christy, everybody that tells us that, I always ask, please, after you make them, come back and tell us how they did. Tell us if you changed anything. It would be awesome to know. Rocky Brooks Farmstead said, I was ranting today on YouTube. LOL. Ooh. Like on a live stream or in a video? In a video, maybe? Yeah, Northern California is a long way from Big Bear. Morning, Mel. How you been? Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Lone Star? Hey, man, I watched your 10 Reasons Why You Homestead video. We have a lot in common, brother. Renee, I am new also. Well, welcome, Renee. Thanks. Renee, how did you find us? A little 45. You know, 2 minutes, 45 minutes, kitty. It's a working homestead. I'm sorry. I was cutting up the tree and had to get far enough ahead of the kids to... I can come do this while they're lopping the small stuff to be able to put it in the chip pile. And then taking the big stuff and put it over there. All right, Sodbuster says she got some gardening in over the weekend and she feels like she's ahead of the game. I'm jealous. I am so jealous. I am so disgusted with my garden this year. If I was a grass farmer and I sold like carpet grass, sod, I'd be a millionaire right now. Just saying. In a video. I had to go back and look for it. I didn't get the notification because I know I'm subbed, or at least I should be subbed to you, and I know I hit the bell. So, and I didn't see that this morning. Because usually when I wake up in the morning, I turn on YouTube to see if any of you guys put anything out. And I try to watch it while I'm having my morning Joe. Oh, cool, brother. Thanks. It was cool to sit down and write down reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. And you know what? I learned some stuff about you, Lone Star. I thought you had a small chunk of property. I did not know you were in an apartment. And so, which brings up to the fact, I'm glad you're here, because I wanted to ask you, have you, I know you got like, I guess you got like a little spot out in your back behind the apartment, whatnot, but have you tried, have you looked into what they call vertical gardening, that you use like the bottoms or the tops of 2-liter bottles and you connect them on a chain and you can grow plants up a window? If not, hit me up and I'll try to get some time where you and I can Skype and I can try to explain the concept to you, and that might expand your gardening. So I was just say, don't be jealous. It's like 4 tomato plants, 1 crookneck squash, and killing some aphids off my cabbage. Ideas. Sure, I got plenty of ideas for them. I pressure washed them off. Sniff. No, first year trying cabbage. Okay. Daddy longleggers. Go find daddy longleg spiders. I first learned about this from American Homestead. And so I did my research. And, I mean, I didn't think, I didn't do my research because I thought he was just making it up. I did my research to think, you know, because he was like, man, these things are like a fat guy at a buffet. And come to find out, they really are. I didn't know that. That's like one of their main, that's like ice cream to a daddy longleg. An aphid is like ice cream to a daddy longleg. And let's be honest, if we could eat ice cream all day long, we'd eat ice cream till we got sick. Daddy longleg's no different. He will eat the schnot out of some daddy long or aphids. So if you could do a walkabout, Sodbuster, and go to some cool wooded areas and just take you a mason jar and just grab a bunch of daddy longlegs and then bring them and put them on those plants that have the aphids on them. Da, 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 da. Also, another thing that I always suggest people put in their garden is nematodes. Nematodes. You can order them offline somewhere. I'll see if I can find an Amazon link. I mean, you can buy children on Amazon, so I don't know why you couldn't buy nematodes. And they'll also help control like 90% of your bad insect population, because they'll eat the eggs and the larvae when it's in the soil. Boys, we're going spider hunting. Yeah, daddy longlegs are the bomb. They are one of the, and you know what's crazy? I also learned that they are one of the they are the most venomous spider in the continental United States, in the lower 48. But they can't bite us because their mouth is so small, they can't get onto us. What's up, Gray Beards? How you been, brother? Cool wooded areas in the middle of the Mojave Desert. You're so cute. Okay. That might be the spot to look. Yes, nematodes like Nemo. Uh-oh. USA Kiwi says, Sally, I'll be digging up what is left of the cucumbers. They bit the dust, didn't get the powder mildew treated quickly enough. I'll have to come back this evening and look at that video, Kiwi. I need tips on how to keep those green caterpillars off my cabbage and broccoli. Okay, Duckhead Homestead, I believe we did do a Before I tell you a lie, let me go back and look. But I'm pretty sure we did a video on the predator control on the Homestead series about caterpillars. Let me look. Let me look real quick. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we did. Yep. But if we did, but again, I'll always throw this out there first. Predatorial birds. Predatorial birds. Man, has it been that long since I've done a predator control? Predatorial birds, the nematodes, hand picking them. Okay, I did the asparagus beetle. Armyworm. Slugs. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Pickleworm. I did the pickleworm, but not a caterpillar. Okay. And then the squash bug. And then aphids. Okay. Alright, well, I haven't, so I didn't do one on there. But some of the things that you can do is you can obviously go out there and hand pick, and then hand pick the caterpillars and stuff off. Put bird houses and bird feeders around there to be able to encourage is the right word. I'm just having a hard time with my words this morning. Predatory birds to come. You know, caterpillars and stuff. A lot of it is what's going to help you is the nematodes, because when the caterpillars go to do metamorphosis, they'll go into the soil, they'll go into the up underneath your wood chips, up underneath your mulch, and go into their cocoon, and the nematodes will eat them. Okay, so Running Bear Ranch having trouble with something eating the green cherries. Are they eating the cherries or are they eating the leaves? You know, yeah. You know, and I keep forgetting about the essential oils, y'all. Those are another good ones to go. See, I don't play with them. Mama does. And she puts her pointed witch hat on, and she's like, I'm just playing. And but Case is in the house. Cases, I'm excited. You got tagged. And I don't know if you know it, but you got tagged in a video collab to do the 10 reasons why you homestead. I'm waiting on yours, brother. So, a nematode is a microscopic bacteria kind of thing that eats. It's very aggressive with its appetite, and it'll eat a lot of the eggs and larvae and stuff that are in your soil that eventually turn into aphids, caterpillars, stuff like that. It's eating the cherries. Isn't there a worm that goes? See, we can't grow cherries down here, but I think there's a worm that attacks a cherry tree. If I don't remember, my grandfather had a cherry tree in his yard up in Pennsylvania that they had worms with their cherry tree, and I believe it was eating the green cherries. Don't quote me on it. I don't know. Give me a couple of days. Let me look in some of my books, books from college, and I will bring it back up. I'll try to have it ready for you, Running Bear Ranch, on In the Garden with Big Bear Homestead on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's another live stream we do. And I'll try to have your answer there. That's the best I can do because right off the top of my head, I can't remember. Homesteading with the Cases, I believe it was, hold on, I'll tell you. Because I watched all of them this morning. Everybody that I knew that did it, because Lone Star is the one who basically brought it to my attention. I saw his. And there was a couple of channels that I couldn't believe I wasn't subscribed to. So I was kind of a little upset. So I subbed them because they look like good people. I know it originated at Wholesome Roots. But I think Willow Creek Homestead is the one that tagged you, Cases. I'm not 100% sure. But it could have been Wholesome Roots. Because they sent us a message and kind of tagged us after the fact. I don't know if you consider it to be a tag, but you can feel free to tag us if you want to, Cases. But I think it was Willow Creek Homestead that tagged you. Yeah. Somebody asked, are muscadines good? Muscadines are fantastic. Microorganism, that's what the nematode is. That's the scientific word. Thanks, Gary. But muscadines are fantastic. We love our muscadines. You can eat them just as grapes. You can dehydrate them and make them raisins. You can make jams, jellies, wine, a soda. My son, in all of his teenage wisdom, and see, this is my own fault. This is my own fault. I did this. I take full responsibility for this. But my son at an early age got super interested in culinary. So I fanned the fire. And one of the things, not thinking teenage boy, because I was just so excited that he was actually interested in something. And he was being productive with it. And so I was just buying all kinds of cookbooks, all kinds of different things about cuts of meat, all different kinds of things. Well, he got interested in the fermenting stuff. So I bought him a couple of books on fermenting. And then I was not thinking, let's try this book. Because it was talking about making beer, wine, soda, root beer. And it had just a big old picture of like a jug of root beer on it. I'm like, oh, let's get him to try to make root beer. Well, it was all about homebrew. And it had everything from making liquor to soda, wines, champagnes, all that kind of stuff. Well, he tried his hand at making grape soda. Now, and this is how my son thinks. Well, if I ferment kombucha twice, it gets the carbonation, it gets the bubbles. I'm just going to ferment this soda twice. Well, the stuff that he was using to ferment was the yeast and the sugar, which turned into alcohol. And so I know we talked about it a couple of times, but he made a great beer. So it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But can't let the girls drink it anymore. So Graybeard says, I guess I need to learn how to make some wine. Now, yes, you do. And I will tell you, I will get you the information on the equipment that we use to make our wine, our mead, all the stuff that we do, and the book that we used to first get us started. Because I'm telling you, our mead is phenomenal. And I'm not just tooting my own horn. It's phenomenal. This was our first time making mead, and I was not expecting it to come out this way. And it is very enjoyable to drink. There's not that many alcoholic drinks out there that you can say is really enjoyable. I mean, you drink so much of Crown and Coke and yeah, it becomes enjoyable. But this one, thank you, Donna Kelly. You have a blessed day also. This one, it's really satisfying to the palate. I bet this is just the best way to put it. And now, I don't know if it was because of the process we took or if it was because of our honey. But it's a very sweet tasting wine. And it's fantastic. What's up, Christian? So I'll get those and put those in the descriptions later on, and if we get the time, maybe we'll just do a real quick video for you on it and have all that stuff in there for you. So I love the moonshine. Everybody loves moonshine. So this week I'm also going to be contacting our county to get our resale business license. So hopefully by the end of this month, if you guys are in the market for any types of traps or trapping supplies, you will be able to come to us and we will be able to sell that to you. So yes, that would be awesome. And then once we get that in place, we're going to start talking about that Homestead Trappers box. Because we're going to put that out on the market and get that all ready for you guys. And the traps will be ready right out the box. Literally be open the box and go set. That way you don't have to play around with them. I'm going to do all the hard work. I'll do all the hard work for you. And what's up, Echoes of an Angel? Good morning. It's okay. We're only 22 minutes in. I know YouTube likes to play that game. How are you doing this morning? So Kiwi has to start her cucumbers over. Anybody else? What am I drinking? I'm just drinking water. Water with mint leaves in it. And it has the Slim and Sassy in it. I got back, we kind of ran out of Slim and Sassy, and it took the wife a while to get back on it. So to get it back here at the house, so I'm back taking my Slim and Sassy. So I'm hoping by the time I go to Old Ways News Times Memorial Day get together that I will be under 220. Yeah. Stuffy head, thanks for asking. If you look, I know this ain't my realm because it's usually Mama's thing, but she has an essential oil blend called Breathe. Breathe. You huff on that bad boy a couple of times, you won't be stuffy no more. Not one little bit. I'm telling you, allergies be gone. Just like, let me ask you this. How many of you guys started in February before spring really kicked off and started taking a tablespoon of local honey a day, or started eating some bee pollen? That's a good way to get your body already immune and used to your local pollen before it becomes the botanical porn fest in your area. It's a great way to do with it. Cooking with Spice says I make a detox water also. That's awesome. Teresa, she says, will it tell how to trap coyotes? Yes. I am in the process of working with Brighton Entertainment. We are going to make a DVD on how to, these traps that are in the box, to set them. And we're going to go step by step. I'm gonna teach how to set these like I'm teaching a bunch of Marines. It's gonna be broken down kindergarten style. Bam, 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 bam. Step by step by step by step. Yes, it needs to be raw honey from your local area. But Teresa, I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible to make it almost like I was standing there with you on how to set these traps. And we're going to cover your major hitters that attack a homestead: coons, possums, skunks, coyotes, foxes, and bobcats. Most of those predatory animals are going to be coming to your homestead, especially if you have fowl. So those are definitely the reason why we're going to be hitting those guys. I was thinking about throwing weasels in there, but weasels are nothing more than looking at our predator control in the homestead video on them and buying some rat traps. Coons, possums, and the canines and the cats, they deserve a little bit more of an in-depth DVD. Then we are probably going to go and start depending on how these DVDs turn out, I'm probably going to go start my own DVD series where I'm literally just talking about the beaver, and I'm just talking about the muskrat, and I'm just talking about the coyote, and then the fox, and then, you know, so that's funny. Home Place said he almost got into a boxing match with a squirrel that keeps planting black walnuts in his garden. He stopped and dared me like 1 foot away. I reached out to grab his scrawny neck, so he jumped. Grr. Now see, that's sad. Now see, reading that, Sodbuster said that she's 2 hours away from the nearest quote unquote local honey based honey in her area. Based on her research, I cannot talk this morning. The beekeepers in her area gave up because of the local politics. Oh, I mean, granted, that Minuteman's right. That should be close enough, but that's still frustrating. And it is, it's a sad day, and I'm going to get back to that for a second. But Lynn trying to homestead, she said, "How do you get muskrats out of my pond? They're eating all my fish." Well, I hate to break the news to you. Muskrats are not eating your fish. Muskrats are more vegetarians. They may chomp on a mussel here and there, but they're more like a small beaver. They're going to eat the grasses and the cattails and stuff like that. What you probably got that's eating your fish is an otter. And that puppy you're going to need about a half a dozen of 330 conibear traps and some foothold traps, and you are going to have to double set the 330s, one here in a trail and stuff. We have a video on the predator control in the homestead on muskrats and on otters, I believe. Check them out. If you need any help, let me know. The very first thing I would tell you to do is to walk around your pond, and if you can find the toilet, that'll be the area where there's a lot of scat, and it'll be like a black tar poop looking, and it'll have scales in it. It'll have the scales from the fish in it. Boom, otter. Right off the bat, it's an otter. But take some pictures of some stuff, send it to me. If you want, you can send it to bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. Kitty, if you could put that up for me, I'd appreciate it. And I'll work with you and do the best that you can. But definitely check out the muskrat predator control and the Otter. Okay. Off Grid with Brad and Kelly is in the house. Let's see what they said. Morning, brother. Hope you are well and the allergies chilled out after the rain washed some of that pollen down. Absolutely. Thank you, Brad and Kelly. Hi, honey. Love you. Mean it. So let's get back. Are you considered local to Gainesville, Georgia for honey? I'd have to look to see how far is Gainesville from me. Now this is a question. Oh yeah, you've got otters in North Carolina. Definitely. Yeah. My question when it comes to the local politics. When did this kind of crap? When did we lose our grip on reality? At what point in time in our history as Americans did we lose our grip on reality to think that all of a sudden honeybees are not important, or that it's okay to spray everything with a chemical? You know, if we lose honeybees, the human population is going to drop tremendously. So, what's up, Mama Cat? Well, I'm not even going to get on that soapbox because that's going to get my blood pressure up. And I'm going to get all irritable. But I don't know. When you hear stories like that, it makes me want to get into politics. It really does. It makes me want to get in there, get voted in, and just start smacking people. But I wouldn't last long. They'd be like, we want to bring out this thing to outlaw honeybee, local small beekeepers in our area. Yeah. Shut up. Are you stupid? You know, but see, I don't have the temperament to be in politics. See, because I would tell people exactly how it was, and I would not have any friends. So, yeah, because we are too focused on the STEM and about being ahead of other countries in science and discovery. Exactly. Yeah. And see, I know you guys probably seen it, but I got super fired up because right across the river, not too far from us, the state of South Carolina got so scared about the all right, Brad, help me out, the that mosquito virus that everybody been talking about. Because it just like disappeared. Anyway, they got so terrified of that stupid virus spread by mosquitoes that was on the other side of the planet, and then they had like 1 or 2 cases in different areas. That they just went and did a kill-all. They just sprayed a chemical that just killed everything. Zika, that's right. Thanks, Minute Man. And they wiped out an entire apiary. Wiped it out. Like 700 or so hives. Like that. And the drift even brought some in to our state. And I was standing on my, I was so mad. You know? Why have we become a society that is so quick to jump to a chemical? When mosquito control is so stinking simple. It is. don't have any standing water. That means if you've got a bunch of tires in your yard because you don't want to take them to the dump, or you don't want to fill them full of dirt and make something out of them, then go after those type of people, because that's a mosquito breeding ground. Leave the beekeepers alone. Don't fly over with a plane and just dump a bunch of junk. You know, go after the guy that's got 20 broke down cars in his yard. You know, encourage people that have ponds to have ducks. Encourage them to get Muscovy ducks. And we waste so much tax dollars that they could use educating and encouraging people to do the right thing. And I honestly, I try to believe in my heart that a lot of people would get the Muscovy ducks instead of putting those granule things in their ponds, in their koi ponds and stuff, if they knew. I got to believe that in my heart. Because if I don't, then it's pretty much I just give up on society. You have to look at the good in people and say, you know, yeah, bats. Encourage them to have bats. You're absolutely right. One bat eats about 800 mosquitoes in an hour. One stinking bat. So if you just encouraged people to put a bat house up, what? Hello? You get people with more bat houses up and maintain it. What happens? Are we going to eliminate mosquitoes? No. Never going to happen. But, I mean, how did the human race survive from Adam and Eve to present day without all of these pesticides and herbicides? How did we do it? I mean, is there just some mad scientist in Area 15 somewhere that's like, oh, we screwed up again, time to make more humans? No. Why did we lose touch with that? Because now what's happening? Heart disease is on the rise. Diabetes is on the rise. Cancer is on the rise. Our planet is screwed up. It's going to take lifetimes to repair what we have done to this planet from the 50s to present day. 50 years. It's going to take lifetimes to fix. And why? Because it's an event. You know, and one of the things that we taught our kids, great grammar, that we taught our kids with our homeschool process. Sometimes just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Just because we have the science to clone sheep doesn't mean we probably should. Just because we have the science to develop a chemical on killing insects doesn't mean we probably should. Just like, do you guys know that Splenda started out as pest control? Yeah. Now, I really would like to be a fly on the wall when they got the first guy to taste it. It is literally like one molecule away from being toxic. And I haven't done the bat house video yet, guys. I've been swamped with other stuff. Let me get garden in and all of that, and I promise you I will get the bat house video up. I'll have it up and out before the conference. I promise. You know, and just, you know, when did we lose our patience as a society? When did we become so impatient that we can't wait for the tomato to ripen on the vine? That we've got to pull it off and spray it with some type of chemical or radiate it to make it ripen. So instead of waiting a day, we can get it in 10 minutes. When did we lose our patience? You know when? When people stopped fishing. That's when we lost our patience. Because you cannot have patience and fish. You can't. You know, when people stopped fishing, that's when we lost our patience. I honestly believe that. We've become so far detached from our food and where it comes from that we now have generations of children growing up that think eggs are made in the back room at Walmart. They have no clue that it came from a chicken. That's how far detached from our food we've become. And we need to change that. And how do we go about doing that? We need to educate everybody. That's all 43 people that are in this morning break this morning. You share a little bit of that responsibility. If you have children or grandchildren, you need to plant some seeds with them. You should plant some seeds with them. Take them fishing. Take them out in the woods. Take them foraging. You know, my buddy gets just about everything he needs to survive from that mountain. I'm safe to say that Jano probably gets about 98% of what he needs from that mountain. Every now and then he'll have to go to a doctor. And where did he get that information from? He talks to the elders. He has a great, close, personal relationship with the elders in his area. And he helps take care of them like we should. But we've come so far away from that we need to get back. I'd almost be willing to say, no, I am willing to say that our survival depends upon it. You know, there's gonna come a day when we have antibioticed ourselves to death. There's gonna come a day when we have sprayed ourselves to death. Haven't y'all seen Starship Troopers? There's going to come a day that the bugs are going to get that big and bad because they keep evolving and becoming immune to the junk that we put out. And they keep getting bigger and they keep getting harder to kill. So when you turn around, it's going to be us crazy fat hillbillies that are the only ones around. It's going to be us that the ones that went back to doing it the way that God intended. They're going to be the only ones left. Now, there's two sides to that coin. One, that could be a good thing. But two, there's going to be a lot of suffering, and I don't like to watch people suffer. There's going to be a lot of suffering. Because what are the doctors going to do? What are they going to do when their antibiotics are not working? Because do you know how much nutrition education that your doctors get nowadays? Your younger doctors, the ones that are graduating from med school within the last, I don't know, 5-10 years? They may have an hour's worth. Before the last 5 or 10 years, they maybe had 6 to 8 hours. There's a lot of them that say that they didn't even go to the class. There was no need to go to the class. Because nutrition is something that's always changing. And, I mean, they got a point. Because science is always looking for the new greatest thing. You know? Before, it was fat was bad for you. Well, look, in the very beginning, they said cigarette smoking was cool. And it wasn't until the evidence was overwhelming and in their face that they started making the cigarette companies put warning labels on their stuff. And then the tax kicked in, and then, it's, they're coming down on the cigarette. Now the new thing is gluten. It's got to be gluten free and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, you guys got to go watch In the Defense of Food. That's a Michael Pollan documentary. I like Michael Pollan. He's a little left, but I still like him. I've read his book, Omnivore's Dilemma. He was behind Food Incorporated. This one is a really good one. And he come up with some basic rules for eating. And one of them was eat more vegetables and fruit. Eat more plants. Eat more plants than you do meat. And one was, if you can pick it, or if it comes from a plant, or if you can pick it from a plant. He worded it kind of cool, and I wish my wife was still in here because she remembered. He worded it kind of cool. It's like, basically, if you can pick it from a plant, then you should eat it. But if it comes from a plant, you don't eat it. We are processing our foods and ourselves to death. We really are. And, basically, McDonald's should go into the embalming business. That's just my 2 cents. Because what they do to a double quarter pounder with cheese should be against the law. It should be. Because nothing happens. And that was another one of his rules. If it won't rot, don't eat it. And just like another thing that I learned how white flour was made. They took the parts out of the wheat seed that are good for you, and tossed them off to the side, and left all of the carbohydrates or whatever that's in there, and that's what makes the white flour. It's very scientific. So we are going to slowly start to make the adjustment here. We're stopping with the white bread. I don't think my wife knows it yet, but we are. And we're going to go back to the wheat bread and start probably baking our own bread here. That documentary was just... See, and that's one of the things that... I'll tell you some films that really opened up my eyes. We were already homesteading. We were already homesteading when I seen most of these. But we were doing it because, for me, it was almost like a little bit like a family tradition. You always had the family garden. You had a couple of chickens. But when I watched, the very first one I watched obviously was Food Incorporated. And it knocked a lot of the dust and spider webs off of some of the gears that are up here. And they started to inch a little bit, and they started to move. And then I watched Food Matters. And this all happened in a short amount of time, where basically right around the Great Recession happened. Because I was running my nuisance wildlife business, and I went from making six figures and I had 22 people working for me to it was just me again. And so I had a lot of time on my hands, and I tried to figure out, okay, what am I supposed to do now? And after long conversations with God, He put these couple of documentaries in front of me. All right, Duckhead Homestead, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming by. And it's magnesium. Before you guys ask, I take magnesium. Because magnesium, your body eats up magnesium from stress and stuff, and I think I'm still extremely deficient from my times overseas. But he put these documentaries in my face, and so I watched them, and it really started kicking the gears off. And not to get into my 10 reasons why we homestead, but that started the motion. And then I watched Food Matters, and then I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and that kind of scared the crap out of me. But then Supersized Me really, really shook us to our foundation, to the point where I made my wife sit down and watch that one. And that's when we really cranked up the diesel motor on our homesteading. And we just said, you know what, we're doing it. And then we started paying attention to the prices of things and the way things were going. And then milk jumped up more than gas. And we saw that coming, and we bought our dairy cow. Oh. Yeah. And it's just one of those. Hey, Cases, let's talk after this. Something just popped in my head. God just put something in my head, and I need to talk to you about it. And maybe we need to hook up. Hey, Sherry. And it's crazy. And then I've kept my finger on the pulse. And then I found the slow food movement, the Arc of Taste movement. And I found Joe Salatin. And I started reading Salatin's books. And then I started reading, like I read Esther Emery's mom's book. Excuse me. Didn't even know that was her. And it grew from there to the point where we're now a 21-acre homestead. And my kids rarely get sick. My kids drink raw milk. My kids eat raw honey, raw vegetables right out of the garden faster than we can get it canned and preserved. And my kids rarely get sick. My kids didn't get any shots, any immunizations, except for the stuff that they had to get to come out of the hospital. That was it. And my kids spike a fever every now and then. And the only reason why we know that is when we usually give them a hug, we feel it, because it doesn't slow them down. You know? Now, of course, my kids have the irritation from pollen, just like everybody else on the planet. And when we're out of honey, it hits us hard. Like this year, because we got hit with the wax moths the way that we did. And we put all of our honey into the mead. You know, that hurt. We put a lot of eggs in that basket, not thinking that we were going to get honey this year. But, oh well. We're back with 3 hives now, and they're doing wonderful. But, why is that? Does people not scratch their head and go, wait a minute. Here's a family over here that they're out in public. They come out in public just as much, probably just maybe not as much as the average family, but enough. They homeschool their kids, so they'll probably blame it on that my kids are not in the petri dish of the public school system. But they do interact with other children. You know, shoot, if there is like chicken pox. When we found out one of the kids in Augusta had chicken pox, we took our kids over there to play. I was like, hey, go lick him on his face. Just lick, yeah. You know? And my kids got the chicken pox. They had it for a couple of days. You know? And everybody's like, this is the worst strand of chicken pox because even the kids that got their shots are getting chicken pox. You know, so then you wasted your time with the chicken pox vaccination.
You want me to go ahead and go back to cutting and get all that stuff quick?
No, go ahead and go get lunch ready. It's 11:39.
Alright.
Thank you.
What do you want the girls to work on?
If they've got all that stuff in the chip pile, then you can put them on one of the beds to weed to put that deal in.
Okay.
Do you get the benefits out of the mead? I don't know. I know you do get like Susan said, a calming effect out of the mead. So, I don't know if the fermenting process would take it out of it. I don't think it would. It may. But I'll tell you, we've been dipping into mead here, and I still got it. So I don't know if I started too early or started too late or what. Is mead like beer? Mead is more like a wine mixture between a wine and a liquor. What's up, Lisa? Lisa Booker in the house. So, but yeah. A honey liqueur. Oh, it's freaking good is what it is. But, guys, we are pretty much going to end it here. Do not forget to come back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, for the best essential oils class on YouTube. You are going to be just overwhelmed by her beauty, her intelligence, the way she teaches, and all the information that my lovely bride gives to you about essential oils. Plus, we always give away free stuff. I mean, who doesn't like free stuff? Who doesn't like free samples? I do. 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on YouTube, on the Big Bear Homestead channel, the best essential oils class out there. Nobody's better. Nobody knows essential oils like my wife. I mean, there probably is somebody out there that knows more. I ain't met them yet, but but there might be somebody out there that knows more about them than my bride, but I don't know who they are. Susan, that's not my job. I don't post the clues. You know, she keeps me in the dark on purpose. I'm telling y'all. She does. Yes, she's even sexy even. That's right. She's easy on the eyes, so it's not like you're looking at some old wrinkled up woman, some old wrinkled up homestead woman with a big old wart on her nose or something. Speaking of free, orange oil, Home Place Journal. Or were you owed an orange essential oil? And if so, are you in Arizona? No one can outdo Robin. That's right, Lisa Booker. That's right. But Home Place, if you're owed the orange oil, please contact Robin, because we've had a couple packages that we tried to send out that the post office said those addresses don't exist. And I know when she sent me, I did not say, well, I guess it was way or street or whatever. I said, no, pull it back, because I wanted to make sure that we got it to the right place. So yours may be one of those addresses that the post office said, this one, it don't exist. And I know she sent a bunch of stuff off Saturday, so it also may be in there. No, they're in Idaho. Okay. Well, Susan, Robin was just in here asking for you, about your oils. So yours might have gotten returned. Or she may be looking to figure out where you're supposed to send them to them, since you are in your RV or whatever now. Yours may have gotten returned, Susan. That's why. But anyway, that's it. We'll see you guys back here tonight with the lovely, talented, beautiful, outstanding, full of information, woman of the essential oils. I think she just sent it this morning, Susan. Go check. The lovely, the talented, the smart, the beautiful woman of essential oils, Robin, will be back here tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, talking about essential oils. So same bear time, same bear channel. You guys have a wonderful day. Remember, be nice to one another. Be kind. And remember, take care of this planet. It's the only one we got. Do your part to help take care of the planet. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And Homestead Wannabe, I will hang up here and I'll go check. All right, thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.